And welcome back to Who Win Mondays, Who Win recorded on Sunday. This one comes to us from Razal Ramos, who asked the question, who won a fight, Pennywise or Lord Beerus? Lord Beerus is the destroyer god of the seventh universe. We don't know his race. We know he does have a brother who is also a god of destruction. And we also know that you are not born a god of destruction. It's not like angels who are kind of just divinely born with this power. You do have to be trained to be a god of destruction and learn the abilities of a god of destruction. Oh, pardon. That said, though, Beerus is the god of destruction, and as the god of destruction, he is like the kind of apart from Whis, who is stronger than him but can't actually do anything, though he can reign him, and he is basically the top dog of the seventh universe. He is the strongest being there. I mean, it's implied Broly might be stronger, but that's only implied. Goku says you might even be stronger than Lord Beerus, but we've never seen Beerus' full power, so we just don't know. His power is so great that he can. He's a great martial artist in his own right, good fighter, fly, all that stuff, survive in space, no problem. But his power is so great that just by tapping his finger, he destroyed half a planet. He can literally Hakai or erase an individual's existence from existence, as long as the individual can't match him in power. Obviously, he can do standard ki blast as well. His power, though, is on the level that if he were to go all out in a fight, he would destroy the seventh universe. In fact, it's pretty much all but stated. Beerus isn't just universal. He's like high universal, low multiversal. Like, destroyer gods, in theory, could systematically go and destroy a universe and universe and universe. It would take all their power to do so, but they could do that. And Beerus is it's never said how strong Beerus is compared to other gods of destruction. It's stated there are gods of destruction that may be stronger than Beerus, but it is also implied, especially in the manga, that he might be one of the strongest gods of destruction, despite the fact his universe ranks so low. Pennywise, we've gone over this before. He is an individual from the macroverse outside of our universe, known as a glimmer. Technically, Pennywise might be a she, but we'll call him a he. Pennywise does have a true form. It's depending on how you look at it. It's either the Deadlights, or it's this, we never really know what it is. It's like this mash of hair and teeth. Because Pennywise is a being of consumption and greed and glut. So, but Pennywise's preferred form is that of Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now, Pennywise is bound to the form bound to the rules of the form he takes, so he can be injured and beaten, and that's how he's injured and beaten. That said, however, to injure and beat him even in those forms, you still have to kind of overpower him. And that's difficult, as Pennywise is a being that can do pretty much anything it wants. It can warp reality to degrees, cast illusions, go into your head, figure out what your fear is, feed off that fear, grow stronger from your fear, transform, shapeshift, teleport. Pennywise can kind of do it all, but the catch is Pennywise is beholden to, emotional states. If you're not feeling fear, Pennywise is weaker. If you're able to stand up and prove that you're stronger than Pennywise mentally, Pennywise quickly loses strength and can be defeated. It's more effective in a group, but still. Pennywise, though, does have also the Deadlights. Now, the Deadlights are implied to actually be the true form of Pennywise. But even if that's not the case, the Deadlights still are very dangerous to normal humans, as basically Pennywise is an eldritch being that our minds can't really comprehend. So as with all eldritch horror, like Cthulhu and all that stuff, your mind can't comprehend it. So by looking into the Deadlights, you either just flat out die, go insane, or as we saw in the 2017 one, that was that one, right? The first hit, you just go comatose. Now, with all that said, who wins this fight? Well, Pennywise, despite being a being from outside our universe and exceptionally powerful, is not a being that just threatens the multiverse or the universe just by powering up. That's not how that works. Beerus on a power level scale is just, on sheer power, Beerus couldn't easily wipe out the universe if he wanted to. And the fact is, Beerus actually also exists in the DBZ macroverse. The world of the universe of Dragon Ball Z is actually a macroverse as well. There is a chart, there is a map of the Dragon Ball Z universe, and it is itself a macroverse as well. So Beerus is a being that comes from a very similar plane of existence as Pennywise. For some reason, if Pennywise or Beerus were to come across Pennywise, maybe being able to sense that this thing is not of this world and can sense that, it seems this thing is of a similar plane of existence as we are, Whis. Like, oh, and look at you, little kitty cat. You're so cute, but I don't have time to play. It's like, I see. What were you planning to do with those children? It's like, I think he was attempting to eat them, Lord Beerus. It's like, And now Beerus, frankly, doesn't care that much. But at the same time, Beerus isn't evil. He's an ass, because he's a cat. He's an ass. And he generally is just concerned with his own business. But even he's like, will step in when something isn't right. Like even Beerus says, like, look, if it's gonna threaten my meal, I'll step in to fight Frieza. Don't worry. And like, he got stuck with Baby Bra. He ultimately was like, it all worked out. He's like, Bra's like cuddling on Beerus, and he's like, all right, fine. Like, I think Beerus, if he saw kids being threatened, would be like, all right, fine, I'll help them out. They are children, after all. Oh, you don't want to do that, Mr. Kitty Cat. And he tries to find out what Beerus is afraid of. Now, what Beerus is afraid of, we really don't. I mean, he's afraid of Zeno, sure. But the thing is, even if he brought Zeno, theoretically created Zeno or turned into Zeno, if he created a Zeno to scare Beerus might get scared initially. But Whis, I think, being there as attendant, and that's the catch, is Whis would be there, is like, I don't believe this is the real Zeno. What? Wait a minute. And I actually think that'd be the case, that Beerus would not be able to sense ki off of Zeno. It's like, you almost had me there for a moment, clown. However, destroys the Zeno. You may be able to create the illusion of someone, but you cannot imitate their energy signature. Oh, you're very annoying, aren't you? It's like, yes, I am. Hakai! And then just Hakai. Honestly, Pennywise like, what is this? It's like, it's called the Hakai. You will not. And it just erases Pennywise from existence. And I think that's the problem here, is that, let's say that Pennywise's main body gets erased. All of a sudden, the deadlight shows, like, what's this? You survived? And the deadlights aren't responding verbally because they can't really do that. But Beerus is looking at it, he just grabs, like, interesting. And he just grabs all three. He's like, they're, like, trying to move. It's like, And, like, they're trying to, like, impart their power on Beerus. But Beerus is a freaking god, man. The deadlights aren't going to do jack shit on him. Like, he's seen far worse than, like, anything Pennywise can dish out. And he's done far worse, let's be honest. I mean, he doesn't eat kids, but he probably wiped out plenty of planets. Just looking at it, like, interesting. Okay. And then he wipes out the deadlights. And worst case scenario is like, he can sense that maybe Pennywise is still existing in some form in the Macroverse, and Pennywise is maybe recovering in the Macroverse. Like, stupid cat, I'll kill him when I find him next. Like, is that right? Just sees that Whis and Beerus got this. Like, took us a while to find this place, but it took us a few moments to sense what this place was. But ultimately, we found where you were hiding. I was like, so are you planning to cause any more trouble, clown? Grr! Although I can't say you're a clown now. You're more of a... Whis, what would you say he looks like? I can't really say. Hairy fur ball of teeth? Hairy teeth ball, a teeth fur ball. It's like, stop ignoring me! It's like, Big Bear just... It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Were you looking for more attention? It's like, okay. And then just what? The problem here is Pennywise doesn't have a damn thing on Beerus. He really doesn't. Yeah, he could transform, but what does that mean against someone who could literally blow up half a planet just by tapping their finger? What does that mean to someone who could literally take out the universe if they got angry enough? What does that mean to someone who can actually threaten multiverses? And I didn't even mention the fact that Beerus can use a mild form of Ultra Instinct, because it didn't matter. The only thing Pennywise could, in theory, do is pull whatever Beerus is afraid of out of Beerus' head and try to use that against him. But if he transformed into Zeno, Beerus would be like, very cute, but you're not Zeno, and then just beat the living hell out of him. Or, even though he would be bound by the rules of that form, or He could maybe make Zeno appear, but he'd probably figure out very quickly that wasn't Zeno. So ultimately, Pennywise does not have anything on Beerus, unfortunately, in this fight. So this fight's got to go to the big purple G himself, Beerus. But that is just my opinion. What do you think? You think it's Beerus or you think it's Pennywise? Personally, I don't think there's a real scenario here where Pennywise wins. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is. Put in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Later.